Good morning, your average investors. Today we're going to be talking about PLTR, a little bit about Dell and how they joined the S&P and what that means for the stock. Remember, if you haven't subscribed and you haven't clicked on notifications, please do such. We are trying to monetize the channel and every little bit helps. So recently Palantir was actually added to the S&P 500. So we did see a nice pop in the underlying stock price from close to the 30s in the early beginning of trade. Now, one thing I do want to point out here is that as prices continue to increase, we're going to have new support and resistance zones. These are changing pretty rapidly. If you're on TradingView, you can actually see some of the top technical guys writing out what's going on. But let's dive into what the stock is a little bit on the bottom or the backside. Interesting stock. It's at its 52-week high, and it's been hitting that almost week over week with new additional highs. PE ratios are like almost 200, which is just out of control with a market cap of about 75 billion. Now, something to be watching is they do have an outstanding public float of about 3 billion, which is pretty interesting from a fundamental standpoint. But going back to what the company does, these guys specialize in software. So big data analytics, all these buzzwords that everybody kind of hears and what everybody pretty much knows. But at the end of the day, what they really do is they create software that is going to be kind of integrating data as far as solutions go on their platform. So commercial segment offers services to clients in private sector. Meanwhile, they also do some stuff in the governmental area. So government segment provides solutions to the United States and to non-U.S. governmental operations. Interesting to note that the company was actually founded by Peter Thiel, who was the one that was in charge of the former CEO of PayPal. So pretty cool company. Right now they're hovering around 4,000 employees. Their revenue is about 2.2 billion, and sales growth is almost up 17%. So pretty interesting company. Taking a look at a few more of the fundamentals, the price to sales ratio is at around 17.73, which is actually a little bit high for the industry. And overall, the gross margin's at like 81%, which is, pretty common for these software style of companies. Now, liquidity, current ratio is about 5.5, quick ratio 5.5. So no issues on these guys having to, if they're cash restraint or cash squeeze, getting that. And overall, it's, they've been upgraded for the last 2 times from a sell in August to now a hold. Probably pretty soon going to be moved over to a buy, just given the fact that they are now gaining lots of attention, moving over to that S&P 500 spot. So pretty cool company overall. The next one, Dell. Everybody knows Dell. These guys, they've been creating software, they've been creating hardware. They kind of do it all. They have tons of subsidiaries that kind of handle all the different areas. They make keyboards, mice, headsets, monitors, you name it. I'm actually staring at a Dell monitor right now. Now, the interesting thing is these guys were recently downgraded in February of this year, so about 7 months ago, to a sell. They've been ranking pretty poorly. Overall, their earnings per share is at 5.44, and the PE ratio is at 19.67. Haven't offered a dividend. Most of these tech companies don't. Wouldn't see that on PLTR either. But they are trading right in that kind of middle spot of the 52-week range. So something to pay attention to. Might be an opportunity to gain some. Getting onto the S&P, you typically start seeing stocks move up. This isn't always the case, but typically they do. Main reason being is then the buckets or the baskets, the ETFs and the mutual funds, will have to then begin holding these stocks or these shares, which means that more shares will be purchased when people are going into these general or broad banked ETFs on some of those. So that's all today. If you own PLTR, you own Dell, let us know. Put the list in the comments below, what you get in at and what you're looking to do here. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Help us monetize this thing so we can do some more giveaways. Take care.